Hello, my name is Choi woojin, and I'm glad to meet you to make a presentation of the paper. The title of this paper is Why Do Firms Disagree with Short Sellers? Managerial Myopia versus Private Information. And this paper has been written by two co-authors, Leonce Bargeron, the Kentucky University professor, and Alice Bonaima, this University of Arizona professor. And this paper has been published in December of last year in the Journal of Financial and Quantitative Analysis. This paper is about investigating the reason why firms trade against short sellers. So the actual situation is like this: and there's exists disagreement between short sellers and firms. That means though short sellers succeed at identifying overvalued equity, firms often signal disagreement with short sellers by repurchasing stock. So the key question is like this: does disagreement reflect myopic defense of inflated prices or positive price information? So it's very interesting topic and interesting key question. Just myopic defense drives this disagreement, or positive private information drives the stock repurchasing. So the authors have conducted comprehensive analysis of short selling, analysis of relation between short selling and short repurchases. So the main findings is like this: just positive private information instead of myopic defense or managerial myopia does not drive, or positive private information drives the stock repurchase of firm. So two things: repurchases are motivated by positive private information. So when short selling increases, repurchase likelihood increases by 2%. And second, managers possess particularly good information about future firm performance when they repurchase against short selling. So it's not managerial myopia, it's just based on the good information. So, and second, the information of firm has advantage over that of short seller. So because short seller information is dominated by that of the firm itself. So short seller should be careful when trading against firm. So this is about replication. First, summary statistics. The period of this statistics is during 2004 to 2014. It's about 10 or 11 years, and I have just conduct the statistics about approximately just quarterly basis. So approximately 150,000 firm and quarterly basis. The source is computer and CRSP and etc. And the above table shows that the firm level characteristics, just firm size or cash size, is scaled by total assets or operating income, non-operating income, etc. And most of the statistical values are somewhat similar to those of original paper. And some variables were not displayed due to the limitation of data collection, because some variables from SDC or institutional holdings, etc., were difficult to obtain because SKKU does not subscribe, I think. So I cannot easily get access to those SDC or institutional holdings data. And regression results. Actually, frankly speaking, is somewhat different from those results of original paper, but it's similar that there's a positive coefficient or positive relation between repurchase and short selling. So the likelihood of high repurchase is greater in quarters with high short selling, and control variables generally take on expected signs. So most control variables show significant statistical results in this regression results. So compare and contrast. I think I think I pick up that the two reasons for that there's a big difference between my replication results and those original paper. Two things. One is difficulty in securing and gathering data. And actually, it's difficult to collect various data, and it's also difficult to process the data to use them as a regression analysis and various statistical program. In particular, it was not easy to download the US data, and I'm not familiar with. And also download the US data, I can do it, but I have to standardize or align and process and align those data to combine all together. It's really important, but it's not easy, and it's somewhat difficult for me. And it's also too difficult to implement this processing and alignment in statistical programs. So second, I'm not unskilled and unfamiliar in statistical program. So I check the unsolved problems and check the statistical code through Googling or through some ask question to those persons who's familiar with the statistical program. And sometimes, and I got some help from familiar guys. And also, and I have a lot of trial and error and make some concerns and attempts to statistical program. But really important is that there's a lot of unexpected situations that occur when I'm using the statistical program. So I think the ability to cope with unexpected situations that occur when using those programs is really important. But I'm not insufficient to cope with those contingency. So my implication of while doing during this replication project is that the two things. It's necessary to thoroughly study how to download and process data for regression or for the statistical program. And second, why then thorough understanding of statistics and econometrics is indispensable and inevitable to write good financial papers. So the any research idea that I got while I'm doing this replication is that two topics. One, just about short selling. It's very interesting things. And I've got two topics about short selling. One, what factors affect the cost and benefits of short selling? That means short selling is known to have both advantages and disadvantages. And what factors distinguish those between cost and effects, cost and benefits, or advantages and disadvantages? And also, I think I need a study on ways to minimize the side effects of short selling and also strengthen its advantages. Second, the effect of short selling ban and empirical analysis. That means short selling has been prohibited due to the external factors, such as 2008 global financial crisis or last year's COVID-19. And empirical analysis and effectiveness of short selling bans would be needed, I think. And also it's necessary to compare predictive power of future stock returns between the ban period and permitted period of shorting ban. Okay, that's it. And last, I sincerely thank the Professor Andis for teaching so hard and so sincerely and passionately during the semester. Through this behavioral finance lecture, I had a very beneficial and meaningful time to learn a lot of knowledge, experience, and lessons. Once again, I deeply appreciate the professor's passionate lecture. Thank you.